There are three types of cash flows which a firm has from a project. One is the initial cash outflow, second are the annual cash flows, and third is the terminal cash flow. What do you mean by the term terminal? It is the end year of the project under consideration. Now, terminal value method is just a variant of the NPV in the sense कि net present value पर आप सारे कैश फ्लोज को जीरो पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे लाते थे। टर्मिनल वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हम सारे कैश फ्लोज को लास्ट ईयर पर लेके जाते हैं। ओके, एंड वी एड देम अप देयर। ओके, सो इफ दिस इज योर टाइमलाइन, say 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, you take up all the cash flows and you move to the last year. You add all the cash flows here and then you calculate the present value of terminal cash flows. Okay, terminal value is equal to present value of terminal cash flows minus the present value of cash outflows. So just an indirect method of coming to the present value. You first compound the cash flows, move forward, and then you from the cash flows come to the zero point of time and calculate the terminal value. Again, if terminal value is positive, you will accept the project, and if it is negative, you reject the project. Okay, and then a zero terminal value is a point of indifference. Depending on the case or the project, you will make the decision of whether to accept it or not. Okay, so let us take up one question on terminal value. So here's the question on your screens. Project has a cash outflow of 2,20,000 and your cash inflows are 60,000, equal cash flows हैं। अब आपका जो कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल है यानी कि जो आपका डिस्काउंट रेट है वो 12% है, बट जो आप री इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हो कैश फ्लोज की वो आप 10% पर कर रहे हो। इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, जो भी कैश फ्लोज हैं जब आप कंपाउंड कर रहे हो, जब आप उनको री इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, then you are using 10% as the interest rate, but when you are discounting the cash flows you will be using 12%. For reinvestment, to compound the cash flows you will use 10% rate of interest, but for discounting we use the cost of capital which is 12%. So you have to find out the net terminal value and NPV of the project. So do one thing, start with the NPV. NPV आपका simply present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflow. So here you have equal cash flows. So you will use the PVAF table. Five years at 12% minus the cash outflow. Please solve this part. Let's see what the answer is coming under NPV. How much is the NPV coming? Please put in the chat box. So it is coming a negative value is coming. I'll just check the answer also. Yes, rest of you also complete. Okay, so T700 negative is the NPV. So as per NPV, you will reject the project. Okay, please complete. Okay, just a second. Okay, so it is a negative NPV. We now come to the second technique. I hope all of you have solved this. Okay, now for terminal value, we will first calculate the compound value of cash inflows. Now, the only difference here is that when you calculate the compound value, you are using 10% as the reinvestment rate. So, you are compounding the cash flows at 10%. CVAF table. Okay, I'll also solve with you. So, this 6.105. This is your terminal value or compound value. And now we put the formula. You have a single cash flow which needs to be discounted. You will use the PVF table. Point 567 is the present value factor. In here also you are getting a negative value. Please check yes. I'm also getting the same answer. Minus 1230.8 approximately. Others also complete. So again, as per the terminal value method also, you get the same decision of rejecting the project. Okay, so class, if you see the terminal value and NPV are giving you the same conclusion, but the values are different, the answer is different because the rate of interest for compounding and discounting are different. Okay, take a minute more. Please complete the question so then we can proceed. 12161 आदित्य, what difference आ रहा है आपके आंसर में? आप टेबल वैल्यू चेक करो पीवीएफ की, आपने ठीक ली है टेबल वैल्यू? हाउ कम 12161 कैसे आ रहा है आपका आंसर? One of you unmute yourself. Even Jatin is getting a different answer. Are you getting one of you please
मैम
unmute? Yes, Jatin, बताओ आप. आपकी टर्मिनल वैल्यू इतनी आ रही है 3,66,300.
मैम 3,66,306 आ रही है.
ठीक है, 306 आ रही है. उसके बाद पीवीएफ फैक्टर क्या लिया आपने? 12% पर लिया है.
यस मैम. मैम पूरे
कितना?
4 डेसिमल प्लेसेस तक सारी कैलकुलेशंस किया.
तो वो पर इतना डिफरेंस क्यों आ रहा है?
मैम जो स्टार्टिंग में 3700 था वो भी पूरा 4 डेसिमल प्लेसेस तक कैलकुलेट किया था, तो उसमें भी
ठीक
थोड़ा
है,
डिफरेंस आ रहा था.
ठीक है. और इसमें आपने पीवीएफ फैक्टर कितना लिया है? 0.567
मैम 0.5674 पूरा.
पूरा लिया है. ठीक है,
यस
देन
मैम.
it will be correct. Might be because of these decimal places this difference has
सेम मैम, मैंने भी
come.
4 डिजिट तक ही लिया था और सेम आंसर आ रहा
ओके,
है.
ठीक है बेटा, पर नेगेटिव ही आ रहा है आपका भी आंसर.
यस
यस
मैम.
मैम.
हाँ, then that's correct. So you are getting the decision of rejecting the project. Okay, it's fine. Okay, now we move to the next method. This was a variant of NPV. Now I move to IRR, and we move to a variant of IRR. And just move to the PPT. Okay, so when I talk about IRR, see, you are having the merits and demerits on the slide before you. With IRR, the biggest benefit is that again it is a discounted cash flow technique and commonly used, but the problem is that under certain cases, which we will see in the coming up slides, there are cases where due to the nature of the project, you might get multiple values of IRR. Okay. So again, calculation of IRR when compared to NPV is a bit more complex. NPV आपको absolute terms में, money terms में, rupees में बताता है कि आपका प्रोजेक्ट से कितना वेल्थ ऐड हो रहा है शेयर होल्डर के लिए. बट IRR will give you a percentage return. So NPV is an absolute measure while IRR is a relative measure of efficiency. Okay. So to overcome some of the problems with IRR, we have a variant of IRR which is known as MIRR, which is the modified internal rate of return. अब इंटरनल रेट ऑफ रिटर्न हर प्रोजेक्ट का डिफरेंट होता है और हर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए हम अज्यूम करते हैं कि जो भी इंटरमीडिएट कैश फ्लोज हैं, मतलब 5 साल का प्रोजेक्ट है, फर्स्ट सेकेंड थर्ड और फोर्थ ईयर की जो कैश फ्लोज हैं उनको हम इंटरमीडिएट बोलते हैं. यानी कि टर्मिनल ईयर से पहले जो भी कैश फ्लोज हैं वो री इन्वेस्ट होती है. Okay? टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी क्यों होता है? बिकॉज यू हैव री इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शन. तो इंटरमीडिएट कैश फ्लोज एज पर IRR मेथड, दे आर री इन्वेस्टेड एट द IRR ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट. तो अगर आपके प्रोजेक्ट का IRR 15% है तो सारी इंटरमीडिएट कैश फ्लोज 15% पर री इन्वेस्ट होंगी. अगर एक सेकेंड मशीन है जिसका IRR 20% है, तो उसकी सारी इंटरमीडिएट कैश फ्लोज 20% पर री इन्वेस्ट। So every project has a different IRR and every project has a different reinvestment rate. Okay. Now this is practically this becomes very unreasonable. Okay. NPV में हम क्या अज्यूम करते हैं कि जितनी भी री इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रही है वो आपके डिस्काउंट रेट पर हो रही है। जिस डिस्काउंट रेट पर आप प्रेजेंट वैल्यू कैलकुलेट कर रहे थे उसी डिस्काउंट रेट पर आपके इंटरमीडिएट कैश फ्लोस भी री इन्वेस्ट हो रहे हैं। तो एनपीवी के केस में चाहे आपके पास 100 मशीन्स हैं, हर मशीन का री इन्वेस्टमेंट रेट सेम होगा। ओके, बट आईआरआर में अगर 100 मशीन्स है तो हर मशीन का री इन्वेस्टमेंट रेट भी डिफरेंट होगा। तो because of these reasons, NPV is always preferred over IRR. Okay, because the assumptions with which we work in NPV are practically more reasonable. Okay, so to overcome one of the uh, demerits of IRR, we move to MIRR, which is the modified internal rate of return. Just have a look at the merits. आप देखोगे यहाँ पर MIRR के साथ लिखा हुआ है there is a more realistic assumption about reinvestment rate. So now we take the reinvestment rate as the discount rate and not the IRR. Okay. So I'll take up a question. Just थोड़ा सा फॉर्मेटिंग में थोड़ा डिफरेंस आया है यहाँ पे। So MIRR assumes, just have a look here, that all the cash flows are reinvested at the cost of capital. तो जो डिस्काउंट रेट क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है सारे आपके जितने भी कैश फ्लोज हैं वो री इन्वेस्ट सेम परसेंटेज पर हो रहे हैं। By contrast, the traditional IRR assumes that cash flows are reinvested at the IRR. So MIRR more accurately reflects the cost and profitability of a project. Okay, so how do we move with this practically? You calculate the present value of cash outflows जैसे आप अभी तक calculate कर रहे थे NPV में, discount the cash outflows, calculate their present value. For cash inflows, we calculate the terminal value. जो अभी आपने terminal value method में करा था, you compound the cash flows to the last year and then you put them in this equation. Okay, present value of cash outflows, PVC is present value of cash outflows is equal to terminal value upon 1 plus MIRR raised to the power n. Okay, when you solve this equation, you get the MIRR of the project. So it is just an improvisation over the traditional internal rate of return. So have a look at the question. Okay, this is the question before you. It is already solved. Just pay attention to the steps. What happened, Justin? You have a question? Okay, you can ask. माइक ऑन करके पूछ लो, इतना टाइपिंग क्यों कर रहे हो आप?
मैम वो फॉर्मूला लिख रहा था पिछले पेज से, नोट्स
अच्छा
बनाता था।
ठीक है, एक मिनट, आई विल मूव बैक। ओके, I'll share all these slides also. When you are done, please let me know. Okay, so in this question, you are required to calculate the MIRR. आप देख सकते हो जो आपको कैश फ्लोज की स्ट्रीम दी हुई है. It is a non-conventional stream in the sense that 0 point of time के बाद again first year के end में you have a cash outflow followed by cash inflows. So how to calculate the MIRR? Step 1 of the question is to calculate the present value of cost. तो यहाँ पे ये प्लस साइन है. 120 की प्रेजेंट वैल्यू 120 ही है. 80 की प्रेजेंट वैल्यू आपने PVF टेबल यूज करो and you get the present value of cost as 189.6. Okay. Step 2 is to calculate the terminal value of all the cash inflows. These cash inflows will be compounded. उसकी वैल्यू आपकी जो फाइनल कैलकुलेटेड वैल्यू है वो 467 है. Okay, and then herein you can see that the values have been put in the formula of MIRR. This you will have to solve using log, क्योंकि 6th बार तक है. नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स 6 है आपके. So when you solve this equation, you get the MIRR as 16.2%. तो जनरली MIRR आपका थ्योरी क्वेश्चन ही आता है, प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन इसका नहीं आता. यू कैन गेट अ शॉर्ट नोट ऑन मॉडिफाइड इंटरनल रेट ऑफ रिटर्न. I hope this is clear to everyone. If there's any doubt you can ask. Okay, after this I have explained how is MIRR superior to internal rate of return. Okay, now very important theory question. Two most important discounted cash flow techniques, and you have to compare and contrast them. NPV versus IRR. So both of them will give you these are the similarities. Both of them will give you the same result. When the project has conventional cash flows, conventional are कि 0 point of time में cash outflow है और उसके बाद सारी cash inflows. Okay. After that, the second case where both the projects will have the same decision are that बेसिकली कन्वेंशनल कैश फ्लोज वाले ही प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं और जिसमें टाइमिंग ऑफ बेनिफिट और क्वालिटी ऑफ बेनिफिट में ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं होता ऑल्टरनेटिव्स में. सो इट्स सिंपल रिजेक्ट एक्सेप्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स. ओके, इंडिपेंडेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं and you have to take the decision of whether to accept a particular project or reject it. Then you will get the same decision under NPV and IRR. Because ये आपको मैंने ग्राफ करवाया था that जहाँ पर भी NPV, अब if you see in this portion NPV is positive and in this portion NPV is negative. So you accept the project till the point NPV is positive. Okay, so NPV will be positive in the area where IRR is greater than the required rate of return. So in this area, in the positive area, for all the projects, your IRR will also be equal greater than the cost of equity. And in the area where NPV is negative, your IRR will also give you the same decision. Okay. So when you solve questions for both NPV IRR, you will get the same conclusion when you have questions on conventional cash flows and when you have independent projects. Okay, which means कि इसके अलावा काफी जो situations होती हैं उनमें हमें contradictory result भी मिल सकता है. So I will take up those situations. So let's see. All the examples taken here are solved. Just focus on the slide. What can be the scenarios where you will get a contradictory result between NPV and IRR? So first case is when there is a stream of non-conventional cash flow. In this case आप प्रोजेक्ट देख रहे हो, कैश आउटफ्लो है 0 पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे और उसके बाद एक कैश इनफ्लो है, फिर दोबारा कैश आउटफ्लो है. तो ऐसे केस में जब आप इसको सॉल्व करोगे आपका एनपीवी 2 पॉइंट्स पर 0 आएगा. ओके, you are getting NPV at 25% as 0 and NPV at 400% as 0. Okay, and how is it leading to multiple IRR? IRR is the discount rate at which NPV is 0, which means इस question में आपके पास दो IRR आएंगे जब आप solve करोगे. एक 25% पर आएगा और एक 400% पर आएगा. So this is one case where IRR is not giving you a single result. So you will not get cases like this to solve. This is more of a theory question. When we talk about the drawbacks of IRR, then non-conventional cash flows will give you multiple IRR. Okay, so here for this project, NPV is 0 at 2 points of time and therefore IRR is also dual in this case, one at 25% and one at 400%. Okay. Second case is when there is a contrast, you are comparing lending projects with borrowing projects. Okay. To explain this again, I will take up a question here. In the first project P, you are having a cash outflow of 20,000 followed by a cash inflow of 30,000. But in case of project Q, आपका जो कैश आउटफ्लो है वो पॉजिटिव है. पॉजिटिव का मतलब क्या है कि आपने लोन लिया है इस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए and then you are making the investment in the project. Okay, which means P is a project which is a lending project. You are investing money, while Q is a project where you are borrowing money. Okay, I repeat myself. P is a project जहाँ पर जो अभी तक आपने कन्वेंशनल कैश फ्लोज चाहे नॉन कन्वेंशनल कैश फ्लोज जितने भी क्वेश्चंस हमने करे वो अभी प्रोजेक्ट पी के हिसाब से करें. दे हैव बीन सिमिलर टू प्रोजेक्ट पी बिकॉज दे वर ऑल लेंडिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स. आप अपना पैसा कहीं पर इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो. ओके, बट इन केस ऑफ अ contrasting situation where you are borrowing money to invest, you will have a case of project Q, okay, where you have a cash outflow which is positive. CO आपका positive है, followed by another investment made of 35,000. Okay, now in this case, when you calculate the NPV IRR, you see as per NPV project P is better. It is giving you a positive NPV, but as per IRR project Q is better. Okay, it is giving you a higher IRR. Okay, तो यहाँ पे contradiction आ रही है result में, but we will prefer NPV over IRR because there is a difference in the nature of projects. One is a lending project and one is a borrowing project. So it is more appropriate to choose the decision as per the lending project. Okay. तो दो आपने कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग सिचुएशंस देखी है, एक है जहाँ पर नॉन कन्वेंशनल कैश फ्लोज थे, एक है जहाँ पर लेंडिंग और बोरोइंग प्रोजेक्ट में डिफरेंस है. थर्ड केस, मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, mutually exclusive projects wherein acceptance of one leads to the rejection of other projects under consideration. Here you can have a difference because of three factors. One is difference in the timing of cash flow. Second is amount of investment. मतलब जो initial cash outflow है आपका वो different है दो projects में. And third is difference in the life of alternative proposals. Okay, I'll take up one case out of this. So difference in the size of the project, that is difference in the initial investment made. एक project है 1 लाख का, एक project में cash outflow है 2 लाख का. How do you compare these projects? The best method is to go for incremental approach. Incremental is difference between the amount of cash flows of the project. So you calculate the differential cash flows. ऐसे questions हमने practically भी करे हैं जहाँ पर आपने incremental cash flows से NPV calculate करा है. So the question is there, X and Y. X का cash outflow 16,000 है, while for Y it is 1,60,000. So when you calculate the incremental cash flows, you will take the bigger project minus the smaller project. Okay, और आपने थर्ड वाली रो में आप चेक करो, थर्ड वाली रो में आपने कैश आउटफ्लोज और कैश इनफ्लोज का डिफरेंस लेके फाइनल आंसर कैलकुलेट करा है और एनपीवी एंड आईआरआर. When you are solving individually, you might get a difference because individually फर्स्ट और सेकंड रो में आप देखोगे प्रोजेक्ट वाई का एनपीवी ज्यादा है और प्रोजेक्ट एक्स का आईआरआर ज्यादा है. Okay, so there is a contradiction for mutually exclusive projects, so it is better to calculate the incremental NPV and incremental IRR. Decision rule is the same. If incremental NPV is greater than 0, prefer project Y over project X. And if incremental IRR is greater than the required rate of return, then prefer project Y over project X. आपका required rate of return क्या है 10%, जिस पर आपने डिस्काउंटिंग करी है. तो दोनों NPV और IRR के हिसाब से आपको सेम डिसीजन मिल रहा है when you go as per the incremental approach. Okay, so this we have done practically. Now we are doing all these points theoretically because you can get a question where you will be asked to compare and contrast NPV. Most of the time this question is repeated in your papers, in your final exam. Okay, so I'll stop here. It's enough for today. If there's any question, please ask.